Good afternoon and welcome to the Class of 2025 Awards Ceremony. I have the distinct pleasure today of kicking off the celebration and introducing you to some of my esteemed colleagues and your classmates and friends. I'm particularly excited to be here to congratulate my very first graduating class as Dean of Hofstra Law School. I have been amazed by your tenacity, your drive, and your accomplishments throughout this year. And I'm confident that everyone who graduates from Hofstra Law School will become an outstanding member of the legal community. I know this because I've had the opportunity this past year to meet so many of our alumni, some of whom are here today, from our earliest classes in the 1970s to some of your 1L and 2L year mentors from recent years. And they are truly all outstanding lawyers and people. And I've had the great pleasure of meeting so many of you in the class of 2025, and I'm confident you'll follow the successful paths of our 14,000 Hofstra Law alumni. Let me be the first to congratulate our award winners today. Be proud of your accomplishments because everyone in this room is already exceptionally proud of you. All of us in the Hofstra Law community feel privileged to have played a part in educating this group of remarkable individuals. Your hard work, dedication, and achievements make you stand out, but you also make Hofstra Law shine brightly, and we are all grateful for the reflected light of your accomplishments. So let's begin the program. Our first speaker today is Jessica Kohn, the president of the Hofstra Law Student Bar Association. Jessica has been a leader in the SBA since she was a 1L, and in her roles in SBA, she made significant updates to both bylaws and the budget to make it clear and concise, after my own heart. She revamped SBA's student-wide events and worked closely with the Office of Student Affairs to host well-being and belonging events to bring an even greater community here at Hofstra Law. You can see Jess in the hallways and around the school, talking with students, facilitating relationships and mentorships between 1Ls and upper-level students. Jess's involvement at Hofstra Law goes far beyond her important SBA work. She was also a research editor for the Hofstra Labor and Employment Law Journal, one of the 5 prestigious journals at the law school, and a member of the Moot Court Board, and the Hofstra Women's Law Society, and the Dean Student Advisory Council. After graduation, Jess will be working with the Honorable Sandra Munoz in the Queens County Supreme Court's Matrimonial Division as her assistant law clerk. Please give a warm welcome to Jessica.
Thank you, Dean Roberts, for that very nice introduction. Good afternoon, class of 2025, faculty, administrators, family, and friends. My name is Jessica Kohn, and it is an absolute honor to stand before you today as your Student Bar Association president and to be speaking to all of you. What makes today so special is that today is a celebration of the class of 2025. Today is a celebration of our growth, our resilience, and the relationships we have formed with each other along the way. For the last 3 years, I have had the pleasure of getting to know the unique, witty, and well-rounded class of 2025. And it has been an absolute honor to have been by your side in the trenches for the last 3 years. When we walked in on our first day of law school, some of us fresh out of undergrad, some of us switching careers, and some of us the first in our families to go to law school, we had no idea what the next few years would hold. We had dreams, maybe doubts, and definitely way too many highlighters. We were anxious and ambitious, sleep-deprived and determined. We didn't know exactly what was going on, but we showed up. And that's the thing about this journey. It required showing up over and over again. For the 8 a.m. classes that tested the limits of caffeine, for the 12-hour study days during finals, for the cold calls that made our hearts pound and our stomachs turn, and for each other, when one of us needed a listening ear, a last-minute outline, or someone to explain the rule against perpetuities just one more time, which for me was 16 more times. And I still don't understand why we can't just assume that everyone will die before the future interest vests. Together as a class, we built a community, one not made just of future attorneys, but of people who cheered on each other in advocacy competitions, stayed up late studying together, organized toy drives and bake sales, and most importantly, made sure that no one was on this journey alone. Today is also a celebration of the invisible battles we fought to get to this moment. Because let's be honest, law school isn't just hard because of the difficult legal concepts, the readings, or the hours we've spent. It's hard because of the many hours we've spent wondering if we belong here, if we were smart enough, good enough, ready enough. That quiet, relentless voice of imposter syndrome followed many of us from orientation to finals, from our very first legal memo to job interviews. Sometimes imposter syndrome hits you in class when a classmate raises their hand and sounds like they can recite the entire Constitution. Or maybe it's when you're looking on LinkedIn and realize all of your friends have job offers and you're still applying. Or maybe it's when you're working in a firm and your anxiety is running rampant, screaming at you that they are going to figure out that I have no idea what I'm doing. But let me say this clearly. You earned this and you do belong here. We didn't just study the law, we lived it. We learned how to advocate, not just for ourselves, but for others, to ask for help when needed, to keep going when things felt impossible, and to remind each other that no one succeeds alone. I want to ask the class of 2025 just one question. If you can go back and tell your 1L self something, what would it be? I've put a lot of thought into this question recently, and I would tell my 1L self that you are going to feel like you don't belong here and you aren't smart enough to do this. But despite the lies our anxiety and imposter syndrome want us to believe, we all certainly do belong here, and we are smart enough to do this. My imposter syndrome told me that I didn't deserve my spot in Section A, that somehow I had slipped through the cracks, and everyone was going to realize that I didn't know there was a difference between the Model Penal Code and New York law until probably October. I tell my 1L self that every late night I spent questioning myself was proof of how deeply I cared. That every time I showed up, despite feeling like the dumbest girl in the room, wasn't my weakness, but that was my strength. Law school didn't just teach us the law. It taught us the persistence and the courage it takes to keep going. We learned how to argue and how to listen, how to hold complexity, and how to be humbled by how much we don't know. We are not the same people that walked in on day one. Some of us are heading to courtrooms, some to firms, and some to public interest. Whatever path we choose, we leave here equipped with something more valuable than just legal knowledge. We have our connections that will last a lifetime, and I will always have my neighborhood. If there is anything the last 3 years that Hofstra has shown us, it's that Hofstra Law students earn what we get. Hofstra Law students deserve to be in every room we are in and to embrace every door that opens throughout our very bright careers, which have only just begun. To our professors, thank you for challenging us and for pushing us to think sharper, deeper, and more critically despite the discomfort. To our families and loved ones, thank you for your endless support, your sacrifices, and for believing in us, especially when we may have turned into raging monsters from stress during finals. Sorry. And to my classmates, my friends, thank you. It's been one of the greatest privileges of my life to serve as your SBA president. Thank you for letting me be a part of your journey. I've seen your brilliance, I've seen your heart, and I know that this world will be a better place because you are stepping into it. Carry everything you've learned. Let your work be a reflection of your integrity, your courage, and your heart. Remember that doubt doesn't mean you aren't ready. It means you care to challenge the unknown. And remember that every time that voice of imposter syndrome shows up, and despite what that voice tells you, you do belong. So today we become graduates. Tomorrow we go back to bar prep. But by the end of July, we become attorneys. And I believe we will all do something extraordinary with it. Congratulations to everyone, we did it. Good luck on the bar exam, we got this.
Thank you so much, Jess. Today, I have the good fortune to introduce the faculty presenters for our awards. And as you'll hear, they are highly accomplished and incredibly dedicated to our students. And we thank them for participating in today's celebration. Our first awards presenter is Professor Miriam Franzella, who joined Hofstra Law in 2019 to teach legal analysis, writing, and research. She quickly became a go-to source for students due to her caring demeanor and commitment to student success. Prior to academia, Professor Franzella worked in commercial litigation for 10 years. She was named a New York Metro Rising Star in Super Lawyers magazine. She currently serves as the chair of the Legal Writing Institute Awards Committee. Outside the classroom, she's also involved in various committees for the school, including our Council on Diversity, Equity, and Inclusion, and a recent committee that drafted our free speech and academic freedom standards. She also serves as the law school's representative to Hofstra University's governance organizations. In addition, she's the faculty advisor to our Women of Color Collective student organization and plays a mean game of kickball. Professor Franzella, please come up to present the first set of awards.
Good afternoon. I'm happy to be here to present the first set of awards. Herman Hillman Real Estate Award, awarded to a graduating student for excellence in the study of housing or real estate law. This award is presented to Nathan Madatov. Probably need them.
Thank you so much.
Property Law Courses, awarded to a graduating student for excellence in the study of property law. This award is shared by Danae Henry and Daniel Salim. Estate Planning Law Courses, awarded to a graduating student for excellence in the study of estate planning law. This award is shared by Julia Lanzalata and Sam Wagner. Benjamin Weintraub and Alan N. Resnick Bankruptcy Law Award, awarded to a graduating student who's demonstrated outstanding academic achievement in and a desire to make future professional contributions to the field of bankruptcy law. This award is shared by Benjamin Katz and Christina Portualo. Bankruptcy law courses awarded to a graduating student for excellence in the study of bankruptcy law. This award is presented to Daniel Parmet. Corporate and securities law courses awarded to a graduating student for excellence in the study of corporate and securities law. This award is presented to Christopher Griffin. Commercial law courses awarded to a graduating student for excellence in the study of commercial law. This award is shared by Donald Kim, Daniel Parmet, and Angela Koo. Family law courses awarded to a graduating student for excellence in the study of family law. This award is shared by Patricia Lindquist and Alexa Petorzo. Stephanie E. Kupferman Juvenile Justice Endowed Scholarship, awarded to a graduating student who's exhibited a commitment to protecting the rights of children and the pursuit of juvenile justice. This award is presented to Elkanah Alexander. Health law courses awarded to a graduating student for excellence in the study of health law. This award is presented to Michaela Kolahafar. Intellectual property law courses awarded to a graduating student for excellence in the study of intellectual property law. This award is presented to Michael Cronengold. Environmental and natural resources law courses awarded to a graduating student for excellence in the study of environmental and natural resources law. This award is presented to Craig Puccia. Procedural law courses awarded to a graduating student for excellence in the study of procedural law. This award is shared by Connor Cruz and Christina Portualo. Clinical courses awarded to graduating students for excellence in clinical coursework for the Asylum Clinic, Bailey Greenberg and Ibtidinor Rahman. For the Community and Economic Development Clinic, Nana Anwachekwa. For the Defender Clinic, Bennett Forrest. For the Deportation Defense Clinic, Serene Hosian. For the Veterans Law Clinic, Angelique Buzalakos and Giro Maccheroni. For the Youth Advocacy Clinic, Alexa Pitorzo. Clinical Legal Education Association Outstanding Clinical Student Award, awarded to a graduating student who has shown particular excellence and thoughtfulness in the fieldwork and the seminar components of the law school clinical program. This award is given to Abigail Farias. Clinical Prosecution Practicum Course Award, awarded to a graduating student for excellence in work in the clinical prosecution practicum. This award is shared by Carl Amherst and Veronica Harris. I would like to congratulate the award recipients and the class of 2025.
Our second speaker today is your 3L class elected speaker, Isaiah Harris. Isaiah has been an active member of the Hofstra Law community since the day he set foot on the campus. He's been a leader in the Black Law Student Association and the Hofstra Trial Advocacy Association. As the co-president of BALSA, Isaiah supervised program coordination with various district attorneys' offices, law firms, and Barclays, and worked on major events like the annual Alumni BALSA Brunch and Keys to Success for 1Ls. BALSA sent the largest ever delegation of students to the Northeastern Convention, thanks to him and his co-president, Danae Henry. He was always making sure that the BALSA board had the resources they needed to succeed. As the Hofstra Trial Advocacy Association vice president and active participant, Isaiah promoted our intramural competition, which had the highest turnout in Hofstra law history, over 100 advocates. He coordinated the competition and worked closely with first-time scholastic competitors, and he organized the first ever Spring Skills program. Isaiah has also participated as a competitor in multiple interscholastic tournaments where he placed as a regional finalist, semifinalist, and won an award for best cross-examination. This year, he was named Academic All-American Trial Advocate by the National Association of Legal Advocacy Educators, an incredible honor. But wait, there's more. Now I'm really embarrassing him. All right. Isaiah was also a staff editor of the Family Court Review, another one of our 5 journals at the law school, and a member of the Dean's Student Advisory Council. After graduation, Isaiah will be working at the law firm of McAngus, Goodlock, and Corey. Please give a very warm welcome to your elected speaker, Isaiah Harris.
Good afternoon, everyone. You got to talk to me. Good afternoon, everyone. All right. Now we're getting somewhere. Okay. I want to thank, first of all, my classmates for giving me this prestigious opportunity to speak before you here today. For those of you I'm obviously meeting for the first time, my name is Isaiah J. Harris, graduating 3.0 here at the Maurice A. Dean School of Law at Hofstra University. And it's my honor and privilege to share our story with you today. 1,001 days. That's how long it took to get here. 2 years, 8 months, 28 days. And I'm counting the seconds as we go. For many of us, we become the first attorneys in our family to earn this prestigious degree. For others, you join generations of advocates in your families. Of all professions to pursue, careers to choose, we all selected this specific path. Ironic, isn't it, that this is the first time since orientation we'll all be in the same room, and it's also our last. So let's savor this moment together then and tell our story. Who were you when you first sat down on that first day of class? Who and what shaped you? My father, James, is a proud home improvement contractor. He's worked with his hands every single day, sun up to sundown, for 50 years, 28 of which helped put me on this stage. I'm not gonna make it. My mother, Julia, is the most experienced retail management professional I know. She's evolved at every stage of her career, all with the hope and belief that her son would be successful. I'm confident your mothers, fathers, parents, and guardians look at you with the same proud eyes that my parents do here today, because they're proud of you, and they should be. When you sat down for your first lecture, the professor peered into your soul, looking for the first person to flinch for that initiatory cold call. But before that, you were a police officer, a Marine, a certified pastry chef, a college basketball player. These are pointed if you guys haven't figured this out yet. A teacher, a parent, a business owner, or an eager student seeking yet another challenge. And despite our varied backgrounds, all our paths converged here in these hollowed Hofstra halls. Back in 2018, I thought I walked out of undergrad ready for everything, that I'd go right into state politics and government without doing anything else. I made my case to a mentor of mine that was deeply entrenched in local politics, trying to convince him to pull me along. He smiled and laughed as I pleaded before cutting me off to say, "You're like a cake. You've got all these great ingredients, but you're taking yourself out of the oven too soon. You're not done." And that's why I chose Hofstra. Looking back, everything that first year revolved around beating the curve. That wicked mathematical calculation seemingly devised to turn us on each other. That's just it, though. We didn't. We embraced one another. We treated each other as colleagues, as friends, friends commiserating over egregiously long reading assignments, parsing through Penoyer, preparing to be the unfortunate soul chosen for that cold call. And Professor Sample was adamant that the section experience was unlike any other. And I think we can all agree that's true. I mean, how else can you watch your professor tear his ACL on a Thursday and earn a lifelong mentor? And we made the best of every opportunity handed to us. And while we persevered through this together, our experience were far from monolithic. And that's due in large part to a litany of professors. And I could stand up here all day and sing the praises of Professor Sample and Dean Monteccholo and Professor Klein and Professor Gunlock, but we have a tight schedule today. At least half of us were involved in trial advocacy at some level, through Dispute Resolution Society, Moot Court Board, or my beloved Hofstra Trial Advocacy Association. We chose to make an already grueling experience that much more challenging. A select few of us, gluttons for punishment that we are, went further still, competing on interscholastic teams on behalf of everyone in this room. It wasn't easy. It required a tremendous sacrifice every semester. Those competitions were my favorite part of this experience. I felt like an attorney. And in a few months, that's exactly what will be. So, to Collis, Sydney, Allie, Sammy, Sarah, Taylor, and my buddy Brian, my teammates, thank you for going on that journey with me. And to Jared Rosenblatt, thank you for preparing me not just to be a great attorney, but to be a great man. Some of us embarked on the path of scholarship through academic journals. And whatever your reasons were, you chose to take on more in pursuit of excellence, or to solidify your resume for OCI. There's no shame in that. Now, I missed the mark the first time around, and I spent that summer loathing, I think it was Madagascar characters that year. The entire year leading up to the next writing competition, I tried everything to improve my writing. If there was a book out, I was doing it, online courses. But I took comfort in the words of folks like Petey, Lauren, and even Phil. You'll get it this time. And they were right. And when I finally got that call from Steph, I felt vindicated. The joy of knowing I could create something of value to leave behind. The journals offered another sense of belonging, another family to support us. Journals brought us together. And we'll take that family with us the rest of the way. If all that didn't appeal to you, maybe you took up the mantle as an advocate in our clinics, defending the accused, helping everyday people stand up to the government, protecting victims, or helping to save someone's business. Or maybe you joined an organization or association working for the betterment of an underrepresented group, your village, or the entire law school community. If you were lucky enough, as I was, to serve as a student leader, you know the fulfillment it brings to see the impact these institutions have on those around you. We accomplished a lot here, but the job's not done. We're not done. Our achievements are not the product solely of our investments. They are the fruits of decades of love, support, and encouragement and guidance from our friends and family. There are many people who brought us here. I thank God first and foremost for the blessing that is my life. Danae Henry, Jay Martin, Jacqueline Gonzalez, Jaime Morales, Shante McIntyre. I could sing your I can't see. I could sing your praises as a preacher from the pulpit for hours. Even though 3 of y'all abandoned me to pass the bar early, I've finally gotten over it. I stand here because you kept me in the fight every day. Thank you for the color-coded outlines, for the arguments over the tiniest esoteric concepts, for proudly telling me when I was just plain wrong, and for letting me be me, even if it cost us another half hour in the study room. I thank God that you all chose me and continue to choose me. A handful of you found a partner here, but I was blessed to start this journey with my best friend, Anna Shea Harriet. She is the source of all my enthusiasm, my passion. She fixed me every time I broke down and kept me running every single day. There is nothing I cannot do in this life without your help. And I thank you for loving me through this adventure. And the next 60 years are on me. But none of us would be here today without Mom and Dad. Nothing on my resume, no award I will ever receive will mean more to me than being James and Julia's son. Thank you for reading to me before bed. Thank you for making me watch the news every night. Thank you for working long shifts to put clothes on my back and food on my plate. This degree is yours. All right. So, thank you. To my back-to-back intramural basketball legal legends teammates, to Section A, my fellow advocates, clinic colleagues, classmates, my friends, thank you for this honor and privilege that I will treasure all the days of my life. Thank you for never giving up, and thank you for enduring 1,000 days for the sake of today. Capture moments today, not just with your cameras, but with your heart. Savor the emotions as you cross that stage. Enjoy the laughter with your friends and family a little more today. Take a pause and really feel what it's like to be here in this space, surrounded not only by your loved ones, but the 200 other people who fought every day alongside you. To the class of 2025, this world is ours. We are the agents of change, charged with fighting to preserve the sanctity of the rule of law. We're the advocates on the front lines, building the foundation for our community's growth, the advocates fighting for the voiceless, the advocates daring to stare tyranny in its face and claim victory in the name of equity, equality, and justice. The future demands a great deal from us. We know that. Look into the eyes of the person on your left and right. You won't see fear or trepidation. You'll find the burning desire of a soul who's conquered all that life has put in front of them. We are inimitable. We are incomparable. We are indomitable. We are the class of 2025. This is our story. Thank you.
Well, I don't know if there are any dry eyes left. Thank you, Isaiah. Our next faculty presenter is Professor Barbara Barron. Professor Barron wears many hats as a professor of skills, the director of our trial techniques and student advocacy programs, and the executive director of the Perry White's Mass Tort Institute. She's also a Hofstra Law alum. Professor Barron's professional legal experience is diverse. After graduating, she served as a prosecutor with the Manhattan District Attorney before becoming a litigator with various New York City area firms where she specialized in complex commercial and matrimonial litigation. It was at that time that she began her teaching career as a faculty member for the National Institute of Trial Advocacy, an association she maintains to this day as co-director of the Northeast Regional Program. Professor Barron has taught a variety of subjects at Hofstra, including criminal law, applied evidence, and the domestic violence seminar. It's no surprise that her advocacy work has taken her all over the world, teaching and mentoring others to places including Egypt, Russia, Japan, and Turkey. Because here at Hofstra Law, we know that Professor Barron is a fierce, staunch advocate for her students. Professor Barron, please come up to present the next set of awards.
Thank you, Dean Roberts, and good afternoon. I am delighted to present the next set of awards. Advocacy and Litigation Courses, awarded to a graduating student for excellence in the study of advocacy and litigation, and that award is presented to Matthew Demestria. Our next award is the Deborah Sloyer Memorial Scholarship in Trial Advocacy. That award is presented to graduating students who have exhibited excellence in trial and appellate advocacy courses. And this year, the award is shared by Collis Gittins, Isaiah Harris, and Taylor Mavica. Thank you. For our next award, I would like to welcome Nicole Osborne, a member of the class of 2016, to the podium. She will be representing Ruskin Moscow Faltchek to present the Ruskin Moscow Faltchek Award for Outstanding Appellate Advocacy. Hello.
The Ruskin Moscow Faltchek Award for Outstanding Appellate Advocacy is awarded to a graduating student who has demonstrated outstanding achievement in appellate advocacy. This year, the award is presented to Christina Portualo.
The next award is the New York City Trial Lawyers Alliance Award for Excellence in Trial Advocacy. That award for excellence in trial advocacy is awarded to a graduating student who has shown outstanding achievement in trial advocacy. Isaiah, come and get it. Criminal law courses. This award is awarded to a graduating student for excellence in the study of criminal law. This award is presented to Connor Verstraeten. Leon Stern Criminal Courts Bar Association of Nassau County Award. This award is awarded to a graduating student who has exhibited a commitment to excellence in the practice of criminal law. And the award this year is presented to Lauren Hadges. Alternative dispute resolution courses, awarded to a graduating student for excellence in the study of alternative dispute resolution. And the award this year is presented to Sarah Bella Adler. Outstanding advocacy in dispute resolution. This is awarded to a graduating student who demonstrates outstanding achievement in dispute resolution. This year, it is being presented to Michael Croningold. Tort law courses. This award will be presented to graduating students for their excellence in the study of tort law. And the award will be presented to Deanna Chinquamani and Maxwell Potter. The next award will be presented to students who have excellence in constitutional law courses. And that award is being shared this year by Nicholas Lazaro, Laura Ryman, and Benjamin Underwood. Federal Bar Council Cornelius W. Wickersham Jr. Award in Constitutional Law is being awarded to a graduating student with the highest scores in Constitutional Law 1 and 2, who was ranked the highest in the class, and I'm delighted to present this award to Daniel Parmet. Labor and employment law courses. This award is awarded to a graduating student for excellence in the study of labor and employment law, and it is being presented this year to Robert Traverso. The Marvin Gutter Award in Tax Law, awarded to a graduating student who has excelled in classes related to tax law and who plans to pursue a career in the field of tax law. And this year, Daniel Parmet is being presented with this award. Tax law courses, awarded to a graduating student for excellence in the study of tax law. This award is being presented to Christian Marciano. Thank you. International law courses awarded to a graduating student for excellence in the study of international law. And I am honored to present this award to Jamie Bernstein. Government law courses awarded to a graduating student for excellence in the study of government law. And the award this year will be presented to 3 of our graduates, Richard Montone, Diego Sands, and Kenny Zhou. My congratulations to all the award recipients and our class of 2025.
The Teacher of the Year Award expresses the law school's long and historic commitment to excellence in teaching. Law school is ultimately about student learning, and student learning about the law and about the legal profession cannot happen without outstanding teachers. Each year, we ask the student body to vote on a Teacher of the Year, and in their wisdom, they have chosen an exemplary and remarkable human being and teacher, Professor Miriam Lyman. Managing the balance of being tough while caring and challenging while encouraging makes her an excellent classroom teacher. Even more impactful, though, is how approachable she is as a mentor and friend to students and colleagues alike. And I might add, she's always ready to offer some comedic relief. Professor Lyman has dedicated more than 2 decades to inspiring students at Hofstra Law and is a professor of skills teaching business organizations, business drafting, contracts, and international sales law. She's made her mark in just about every area of the law school. She has served as Vice Dean for Planning, Administration, and Development, Associate Dean for Academic Affairs, and has held various committee responsibilities and board memberships, both on campus and with the American Bar Association and the Association of American Law Schools. Her willingness to lead also extends to advising, having held faculty and program advisor positions with our JD MBA program, Business Law Honors Concentration, Business Law Society, Hofstra Law Women, and LALSA. Professor Lyman's research on business organizations and international and domestic securities law issues is well respected in the legal academy, with her articles appearing in publications such as the Arizona Law Review, the University of Pennsylvania's Journal of Business Law, and the American Business Law Journal, a peer-reviewed journal for which she was also editor-in-chief. Before entering academia, she practiced corporate and securities law at Strzok & Laban in New York. Above all, Professor Lyman is beloved by her students for her dedication to their learning through exemplary teaching. In fact, this is her 2nd time earning this award. Among her nominations, I'm going to quote from one student, quote, "In the world of legal education, Professor Lyman sets the standard for educators, teaching complex material in memorable, often hilarious ways, ensuring her students truly understand the difficult concepts, and by being a nurturing mentor. Whenever I needed advice or support, Professor Lyman was always there, and that meant more to me than she would ever know. She was one of my #1 fans at Hofstra and truly cared about me and my success." Please join me in congratulating your Teacher of the Year, Professor Miriam Lyman.
Why do you make me cry before I have to talk? Thank you, Dean Roberts, for that. I want to start by thanking the law students for giving me this wonderful honor. I'm delighted to be here to celebrate your graduation. This award and the chance to speak one last time to this class of graduates who I know so well and love so much is truly one of the highlights of my career. As you may know, any remarks delivered at or near a commencement are required by law to contain certain things. A look backwards to where you were when it all started, at least 2 meaningful quotes, and at least 2 wishes from me for your future success. I am a rule follower at heart, so let's get started. First, a look backwards. Almost 3 years ago, we were all in this very same room for your law school orientation. That seems both yesterday and also a million years ago. Back then, you were all sitting way out there. I was up here on a panel to discuss my expectations as a 1L faculty. My remarks then were given to a group of law students just starting a transformative journey. Today, you are no longer law students. You are law school graduates, or you will be in just a little bit. Today is a day of change for you in many ways. Among other things, today you move from being my students to now being my colleagues and friends. I want to update my orientation remarks from 3 years ago and place them in a more formal context that I believe will be hauntingly familiar to you all. Yes, I'm going to take you through one last set of CRACs. For those family and friends of our graduates who may not know what a CRAC is, let me explain. It's an acronym for an organizational strategy to write a supported answer based on a legal conclusion, that's the C. Next, we have a rule or set of rules, that's the R. And finally, a supported application for those rules to our facts, that's the A. It is not an understatement to say that I adore a good CRAC. So here we go. CRAC number 1, conclusion. This is not the time to give in to your nerves. Rule, nervousness and excitement feel the same way in your body. It's how you choose to experience the feeling that makes the difference. Application, instead of panicking about the bar exam, try reframing it by saying to yourself something like this. Wow, I get to take an unbelievably detailed, torturous, seemingly endless 2-day stress test marathon and exam of all the possible minutiae of the law. How exciting. You see the difference? Conclusion, CRAC number 2, conclusion. You need to acknowledge the change of location from the classroom to the real world. Rule, just because you're not the big dog anymore doesn't mean you can't add value. Small dogs have value too. Just ask Skiff and Stormy, my 2 small dogs. Wait, did I ever mention that I have dogs? Application, as 3 Ls, you were the big dogs in every room here. You knew it all, you had it all figured out. But now your colleagues are not going to be just law students. You're going to be working in all kinds of different environments, and the people you're working with and for will likely have considerable more experience than you do. Again, try to reframe this. Frame it as, wow, the folks around me have such a deep bench of experience I can tap into. This is both helpful and exciting. Number 3, conclusion. No one expects you to know more than you do. Rule, use the work ethic that you have perfected here to prepare, and then prepare some more, and maybe a little more after that. And please, for the love of God, proofread. Application, let's learn from a hypothetical that actually happened to me. So I guess it's not actually a hypothetical. Anyway, Law Professor L emails a graduating student who shall remain nameless about graduation. Professor L thinks she has typed, I am looking forward to seeing you at graduation. But with the assistance of autocorrect, it seems that Professor Lyman has actually typed, I am looking for weed at graduation. Hashtag autocorrect fail, hashtag paging Dr. Freud. And also hypothetically, if anyone needs a cannabis hookup for the ceremony, hit me up. Number 4, conclusion. Standing up for what you know to be right is always the right choice. MLK famously said, the arc of the moral universe is long, but it bends towards justice. Famous quote number 1. Use the full application, use the full toolkit you have refined here to help that arc bend towards justice. Use your voice, use your mind, helped by statutes, cases, analytical skills, negotiating and counseling skills, but never, never forget your moral compass. This chat is not the place for me to tell you what I believe to be right, although I imagine you can guess that list with pretty huge accuracy. What I will say today, on this day that we celebrate you, is that the world needs you all more than ever. We desperately need skilled and smart lawyers to help us all navigate the current and future challenges we face, to make sure we protect and honor the rule of law, to make sure we care for our most vulnerable neighbors. As Gandhi said, the true measure of any society is found in how it treats its most vulnerable members. Famous quote number 2, check, check. The privilege of your hard-earned legal education comes with responsibilities. CREC number 5, don't go it alone. Rule, find your mentors to help guide you through macro and micro career and life issues. Application, of course, your law professors are still here for you. I am still here for you. But even after leaving law school, you are entitled to and deserve support. You will need to find additional mentors, folks in your workplace, folks in your new life who can help you make smart choices. Keep an eye out for a junior level person for the day-to-day stuff and a more senior person for your big picture questions. These folks will make themselves known to you. Just be on the lookout for them. So find a mentor, and as soon as you are able, be a mentor. Number 6, surround yourself with all you need. Rule, figuring out what you need sounds like a daunting prospect, but here's a quick tip. There's virtually nothing that cannot be solved, or at least made better, with Tootsie Rolls and tissues. Application. After almost 30 years of teaching, I can safely say I have found few, if any, situations that could not be remedied by some combination of Tootsie Rolls and tissues. Tootsie Rolls are obviously the best candy ever created, and I am simply not open to a discussion on that topic. They are versatile and can be a celebration of happiness or a way to eat your feelings and ease sadness. Tissues finish that loop and again, work for tears of joy and tears of sadness, and also for seasonal allergies. Anyone who's been in my office has seen both featured prominently, and both have been offered both. So that's the last CREC we'll work on together. I can almost hear the unasked question bubbling up from behind me. Wait, will these new rules be on the final exam? This particular graduating class has asked me that particular question more times than I can count. And old habits die hard. The answer to that age-old question has, until today, always been, yes, this could be on the exam. Why else do you think we are talking about it? But this time the answer is no. These rules will not be on the final exam because, big pause, there are no more final exams. No more character counts in Lyman land. No more aged proctors. No more law school issued earplugs. You turn in your cap and gown, you get your diploma, and you walk off campus today as a law school graduate. But the rest of your career is really one big, continuous, and comprehensive take-home test. The big difference is now you will be the one to grade it. You will be the one to decide whether your efforts meet the mark. So I hereby gratefully and irrevocably transfer back to you the obligation to evaluate your work product and effort and assign grades. When you are grading yourselves, a few suggestions. First, please be kind to yourself. And also, don't forget to give a bump up for participation. Also, don't focus on what went wrong without at least noting for the record what went right. One great way to do that is to ask yourself, who did I help today? And focus on that. Okay, we're now up to my required wishes for the graduates. We're making great progress. I wish for you 2 main things, a career that you love and the support and love of family and friends. Let's start with my first wish. Step 1, find a job that you love. This may be easier said than done. It may not be this first job. It may not even be the second one. But keep in mind that finding out what you don't want to do may be as valuable as finding out what you do. When I sat where you are, I 100% believed I'd be a partner in the big law firm in Philly where I summered, closing M&A deals and counting my millions. Instead, here I am, a law professor on Long Island. And it turns out I wound up exactly where I was supposed to be, doing exactly what I was supposed to do. Every job, choice, and change that I made along the way, even the painful ones, was necessary so I could be here and have this moment. I am lucky to have a job that I really do love, and I'm grateful for the awesome opportunities it provides me. And I do mean awesome in the truest sense of the word. It inspires awe in me. To have the privilege to make a difference in someone's life, to help them choose a path, is simply amazing. The knowledge that some of you will look back on law school, and if you think of me, think, yeah, she helped me, or she made a difference in my law school education, or she showed me something. That's incredible. Now, it could be that what I showed you is that you hate me and you hate business law, or both, which is not what I hoped for, but I guess I still helped. This makes me think of one of my favorite comments from a student evaluation where the student wrote, "She cold, but she good." When you started here, we promised you nothing short of a transformative experience. That's what you were all entitled to, and I sincerely hope it's what you got. You came in as nervous 1Ls, and you leave us as capable new lawyers. You gave me the privilege of being part of that journey, and I am grateful and humbled by that privilege. Now for my second wish for you, the love of family and friends. I'm very fortunate to have my wonderful and handsome husband, Jim, and my fabulous kids, Cassie, Adam, and Dylan, and my two magical dogs, Skip and Stormy. I did mention I have dogs, right? Okay. And I have my wonderful Hofstra family who always show up for me. They aren't work friends. They are true friends for life. You know who you are, and you know how I treasure you. The only person I'll mention by name today is my absolute and forever BFF, Lisa Monticello, known to all of you as the fabulous Dean M. You all know her well and love her, so let's give her a big round of applause. Lisa, I am so grateful for your presence in my life. To have your wonderful friendship and unconditional love and support is a gift I simply cannot measure. I treasure our friendship more than I can say. So graduates, find yourself a Lisa. Find someone who is like Lisa is to me, and your heart and your life will be full. All right, wrapping up. Please know that you leave with my absolute respect and admiration and my absolute commitment to try to take credit for your successes. I'm going to close with some words from a famous children's author from one of his lesser known books you may be familiar with. It's called Oh, the Places You'll Go, Hofstra Law Class 2025. Now I lost my pages, hold on. Okay. Congratulations, today is your day. You're off to great places, you're off and away. You started out as 1Ls full of nerves and of fear, but you made it, you did, and your future looks clear. It's been 3 long years, eyes buried in statutes and cases, but now family and friends can again see your faces. You leave with Hofstra pride, remember that as you embark, and try to block out there was no place to park. When you first came to campus, you thought crack was whack, but lose that last K and C-rack's where it's at. If you were late to my class, I would give you a look that I hear makes you want to crawl inside a book. I might say curious choice and write down your name. I hear when that happens, you are never the same. You witnessed faculty rivalry. I'll give you an example when contract law was disparaged by one James J. Sample. But it was all in good fun. We all want the same, for you to bring honor to the Hofstra Law name. No more crim, no more property, no more briefing of cases, no more cold calls, no more passes, no more disappointed faces, no more torts, no more civ pro. Now your spirits can fly. Oh wait, not quite yet. Bar exams in July. You have law in your heads, dark circles under your eyes. It was physically hard for you to get oh so wise. The highlighter on your fingers will eventually fade, unlike the strong friendships that here you have made. These friends have become family, that's clear as a bell. What you've been together was part heaven and part, well, you have brains in your head, you have feet in your shoes, you can steer yourself in any direction you choose. You're on your own, you know what you know, and you are the one who will decide where to go. Oh, the places you'll go, there is fun to be done. There are contracts to draft and hearings to be won. And will you succeed? Yes, you will indeed. 98.75% guaranteed. Kids, you'll move mountains. You're off to great places. Today is your day. Your mountain is waiting, so get on your way.
Thank you so much, Professor Lyman. I have no poems to follow that. But I do have, I am fortunate to have our final faculty presenter to introduce you today, Professor Jennifer Gunlack. She is the Emily and Stephen Mendel Distinguished Professor and a Clinical Professor of Law, and as of recently will now spearhead our efforts in public justice programming as they continue to grow. Not only is Professor Gunlack a beloved and creative teacher, but something of a force of nature at Hofstra Law. She's served as a leader on the faculty on so many issues. She spent several years in law school administration as Senior Associate Dean for Experiential Education and the Vice Dean for Academic Affairs. In this role, she led the law school's creation of new and innovative experiential courses beyond the traditional clinical model. One of those innovative programs is her creation and then management of the Hofstra Law Pro Se Legal Assistance Program, which provides multiple students with an opportunity to work with unrepresented litigants at the Eastern District of New York Central Islip Federal Courthouse. It's a unique program which has offered our students tremendous experience in federal court practice. Her quiet competitiveness at PJF Trivia and Kickball also does not go unnoticed. I'm delighted to welcome Professor Gunlack to present the remaining awards to our students.
I never like to follow my dear friend Miriam Lyman, ever. I am always the straight man to her funny brilliance. So I'm also standing between you guys and dinners and other celebrations, so I will try to go through this relatively quickly. So the first award is the Hofstra Labor and Employment Law Journal Alumni Writing Award, which is awarded to a graduating student whose labor and employment law note is deemed to be the best by a faculty committee and the managing editors of the Labor and Employment Law Journal. This award is presented to Michael Zanni. The next award is the Hofstra Law Review Alumni Writing Award, awarded to a graduating student whose law review note is deemed the best by a faculty committee and the managing editors of the law review. This award is presented to Michaela Kola-Ifar. The next award is the Pro Bono Leadership Award, awarded to a graduating student who has excelled in serving one or more of the law student-run pro bono organizations in a leadership capacity, and this award is presented to Carl Armbrust. The next award is the Pro Bono Service Award of Excellence, awarded to a graduating student who has excelled in dedication to and time spent performing pro bono service through the law school's student-run organizations and/or outside activities. This award is shared by Alcana Alexander and Alexis Parks. The next award is the third year Scholastic Achievement Award, awarded to the graduating student with the highest grade point average in the third year of study. This award is shared by Matthew Demestrio, Daniel Parmet, and Daniel Salim. For the next award, I would like to invite up Mr. and Mrs. Judith and Richard Rosenberg to help present the William Eric Goldberg Memorial Scholarship in honor of her son, William. And you're not reading the award, correct? Okay. So the William Eric Goldberg Endowed Memorial Scholarship awarded to a graduating student who, in the opinion of the faculty, has provided significant support and leadership in improving the quality of life and the educational experience of others. This award is shared by Philip Dalio and Christina Portuala. The Gina Maria Escarce Memorial Scholarship is awarded to a graduating student who, in the opinion of the faculty, has contributed the most to their classmates' learning and understanding of difficult legal concepts through their questions in class and participation in class discussions. This award is shared by Christian Marciano and Daniel Parmet. For the next award, I would like to invite Ms. Michelle Gegwich to present the Christopher G. Gegwich Outstanding Law Student Award in memory of Christopher.
Good afternoon, and thank you, Professor Gunlock. My husband, Chris, graduated from Hofstra University School of Law, class of 1999. He graduated second in his class. He was editor of Law Review, and he was honored to win this award of Outstanding Law Student. So the Christopher Gegwich Outstanding Law Student Award is awarded to a graduating student who, in their years at the law school, has demonstrated a combination of those qualities and abilities that are the ideals of the legal profession. It's an honor to present this award of the Outstanding Law Student Award to Darielle Matthews.
The Distinguished Service to the School Award is awarded to a graduating student who, in a variety of academic and non-academic undertakings, has contributed to the progress and welfare of the law school. This award is shared by Isaiah Harris and Jessica Kohn. And finally, last but certainly not least, the Maurice A. Dean Award is awarded to the graduating student with the highest cumulative grade point average in the graduating class. This award is presented to Matthew Demestrato. And I would like to invite Dean Roberts back to the podium for the final remarks. Congratulations again to the class of 2025.
Congratulations to all of you. Before we depart, I just want to say a special thank you to Professor Linda Galler, to the Office of Academic Records and the Student Affairs team, including Dean of Students Lisa Montecchiolo, Michelle LaFaso, and Amy Angrasani, Judy Black, for all their efforts in organizing this awards ceremony. I look forward to seeing everyone at the David Mack Arena this evening for the commencement ceremony. Thank you.